Gratitude isn't just positive thinking. It's one of the fastest and most effective ways to change your state of mind, to change your energy, and to shift your focus. Previously, I've talked about the benefit and the importance of accessing the state of mind that's most helpful for you for what it is that you want to do. But it's one of the things that is most often overlooked. And gratitude is the same. People often overlook it because it sometimes is confused with kind of airy fairy mumbo jumbo positive thinking. But the truth is, done correctly, done effectively, it can really, really effectively, quickly, instantly change your state of mind and how you're thinking and feeling. But as with most mind fitness tools, techniques, and strategies, doing it once probably isn't going to give you the instant impact that you would like. And that's often why people overlook it or don't stick with it long enough to get the benefits from it. That being said, it is a very fast, very effective way if done effectively and properly, really. So we're going to look at today the importance, the benefits, how you can use gratitude to shift your mindset, to change your perspective. And really, it's a fast, effective way to reset, refocus, and realign. So, firstly, what is gratitude? Gratitude is taking the time to think about, to focus on the things and the people in your life that you're most grateful for, the things that you really appreciate. Why it's important is because the mind's default is to look out for threats, look out for problems, look out for things that could potentially be going wrong. So to take time consistently every day or multiple times a day, which we'll come to in a moment, to pause, to think, to focus, to train your mind to look out for the good stuff is helping you to pay more attention to that and train your mind to do that more by default rather than leaving it to chance. And often, no matter what is going on, no matter how challenging or difficult or amazing life can be, we often overlook some of the most simple things that actually give us the most pleasure, joy, and sense of satisfaction. So to take time to pause, to reflect, to think about, to connect to that on a regular basis is going to do you the world of good. And I've talked before about how the mind doesn't understand the difference between real and imagined. So even if the thing has already passed, just by thinking about it, just maybe at the end of the day, looking back at what you've been grateful for in that day, and just really kind of reflecting on that and connecting to the feeling, the emotion, and the charge of when it happened, activates that feeling inside of you again, almost as if it's happened or as if it's happening again. So if you think about a happy time, a good memory, you can feel the feelings as if you were there again. And connecting to the gratitude, the appreciation of things in life is helping you to connect to that at a mental, emotional, and physical level. So there's a few different ways of doing it simply and effectively. The first thing is just to have a gratitude journal, a gratitude diary. At the end of every day, look back. Maybe just start small and just pick 3 things that you're grateful for about your life, about the day you've had, interactions you've had with people, the people that are significant in your life, just the simple things that you've enjoyed. And to be honest, and again, this is the bit I think people get confused with sometimes, it isn't the thing that you focus on. People often, when I'm having this conversation with clients, say, I've got nothing really that I'm grateful for. There's nothing good that's happened. But it isn't about the size or the significance of the thing that you're thinking about. It's the process. It's taking the time to reflect, to sieve through the day and find those golden moments, those magic moments, those simple things that's most important. And that's where you're getting the most benefit from it. So I will say, no matter how challenging, how troublesome life is right now, or the day has been, there will be things that you're grateful for. And often when there are things taken away from us or things that are going wrong, then the very things that we used to take for granted, we'll be really grateful for those things. Just some simple ideas. Recently, I injured my knee and I was unable to walk very far for quite a while, let alone go for a decent walk or go for a run or go to the gym or do the things I normally would do. But when you're fit and healthy and well, you take for granted all those things. You've only got to, drive past or visit a hospital and see there's people in ill health who would be absolutely grateful for the level of health that you have at the moment. You know, there's always people who are worse off. There's always people who are better off, but it's not about comparison. It's taking the time to focus on the things that are good, that you appreciate, and that's the thing. So at the end of the day, maybe start a journal, maybe just in your own thoughts, but a journal is even more effective. Just think about what are the things you're grateful for in your life, about the day you've had, about the people you have in your life. Or another one is to do that in the morning. Just express some gratitude before you've even started, and then do the opposite at the end of the day as well. A really quick one you could do at any time of day is just almost less than a 3-minute reset, and that's to just pick one thing that you're grateful for, one thing you really appreciate in life right now, and then just reflect on that for a couple of moments, couple of minutes, and ask yourself what it is about that thing that you're so grateful for. And where possible, and where you're going to get the most benefit from this, is to really connect to the emotion, the feeling, the inner charge that you get from that thing, rather than just going through the motions of, I'm grateful for the roof over my head, I'm grateful for the clean, fresh running water, I'm grateful for the clothes on my back. Just going through it in that motion, you're not connecting to it. You're just kind of almost like a tick box. Yep. And yeah, there will be some benefit in that, but to get the most benefit from it, to get real benefit from it, is to really connect to why you're so appreciative for that thing, for that person, for that event in your life. So if you can stop, pause, focus on one thing for just a couple of moments, and just have a 3-minute gratitude reset, then that'll be a really effective thing to do. And then there's a mind fitness strategy that I created a few years back that I share with my clients. So if you're really wanting to go all in and go a bit deeper with gratitude, and I call this the grateful. And the idea with this is 8 times a day, you're going to stop and think about, even write down if possible, 8 things that you're grateful for. Yes, doing it at the end of the day is wonderful, but to really train your mind, to really recondition your mind fast and effectively, 8 times a day would be brilliant. And obviously, if you're busy, then just check in, just associate different things in your day that you do that you could just pause. Maybe it's when you get in the car, maybe it's when you get in the office, maybe, because this is a big one that often comes up. People say to me, I haven't got time to do that. Well, if we were to look at your mobile phone and see how many times a day you pick it up, how many hours you spend on it, imagine just giving a small percentage of that time towards training your mind to focus on the things that you're grateful for. Imagine possibly what a difference that could make to you, to the way you think, and to the way you feel. So 8 times a day, it's surprising how quickly you can do this, but just get in the habit of being grateful for 8 things, 8 times a day. Try it for 8 days, and then reflect on how it feels, how it's gone. But the best thing to do would make that a habit that you do consistently. And yes, you might be able to change the frequency and the timing. You might not do it for 8 times, but you might do it first thing in the morning, when you have a mid-morning tea, at lunchtime, your evening meal, as you're going to bed at night. Just get in the habit of doing it consistently. But to get a real good, solid habit going, and start from fresh, if it's not something you've done before, then have a go at being grateful. 8 things, 8 times a day, and see what a difference it can make for you. And I just mentioned, it came into my mind, so I think it's worth highlighting this. One of the reasons this is so effective and beneficial is because our thoughts create feelings, and then those feelings create the actions that we take or don't take in life. So when we take time to reflect, to focus on the things that we're grateful for, that we appreciate, that we're getting satisfaction from, that we find joy from in our life, then that kind of is training our mind to pay attention to more of those things, which then creates more of the feelings associated with that. And then that spurs us on, that charges us up to do more of those things on a regular basis. So take a couple of moments now, no matter where you are, if you're driving or doing something else, then just do it in your thoughts. But if you're at a time and a place where you can actually write this down or make some notes on your phone, just think about one thing. Let's start with one thing that you are grateful for in your life right now. One thing, one person, one experience. And again, please, if you feel like there's nothing to be grateful for, like I said to you, there will be, no matter how challenging or difficult things may be. You know, just recently, the heating at home broke, and now it's got a bit cooler. I'm very grateful that we've got that heating back up and running again. And sometimes it's those things that we take for granted. The fact that we can go and open the fridge and have fresh food available to us, turn the tap on and get fresh, cool running water. You know, get in the car and have the freedom to drive and to go to places. Like I said earlier, your health, your fitness, the eyesight, the technology you have at your disposal to be able to watch this and things like this, the technology I have to be able to record this and upload this and put this out there. You know, recently on my morning dog walks, I'd bump in and have a chat with this guy who'd become homeless. And, you know, it's things like that that kind of just give you that reset of, yeah, things might be challenging, things might be difficult, there might be things going on in life, but, you know, we still have an immense amount of things that we can be grateful for in our own life. And if we're living from a place of gratitude and abundance, then that puts us in a position to then be able to do more things to help other people and have that knock-on effect in a positive way. So the action for today is to think about what and who you're grateful for in your life. Get in the habit of consistently, and that's the key, consistently. You know, that's why I said start with 8 days. No, don't just do it once. Don't just 8 times. You might feel good for it instantly, but it might take a bit of time to kind of retrain the mind. That its current default is to focus on what could go wrong, what am I not happy with, you know, what are the negatives, and it's no fault or failing on you. It's just the way the mind works. So to shift that, to retrain that, to reprogram that, it will take a bit of consistency. But the more you do it, the easier it gets, the more natural it becomes. And soon you won't have to put so much conscious effort into it. It will be just more natural for you to have that perspective, that outlook, to pay more attention, to think about, to focus on the things that are good and that you're grateful for. So I hope that's been a useful exercise for you today to kind of introduce you or to remind you of the power of gratitude and how gratitude can have the power to change and transform your life and the way you're thinking and feeling. So start today. What's one thing you're grateful for? Let me know in the comments. It'd be really good to hear that and to have you share what you're most grateful for in your life right now. But then get in the habit of doing it regularly and see what positive difference it can make for you. Keep in touch and let me know what you're most grateful for and how adopting this habit benefits you in your life. For now, take care, and I'm most grateful for you for sticking along and tuning into these episodes. And I wish you all the very best and have a fantastic, amazing day. Take care, and I'll see you soon.